Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about a very famous woman from history. Her name is Cleopatra. You probably know her name. Maybe you know she was the Queen of Egypt, maybe you know she loved two powerful Roman men. But do you know the real story? In this video, we will learn about her life, her power, and her death. We will use real historical facts, not just movies and legends. Let's start. Who was Cleopatra? First, let's answer a simple question. Was Cleopatra Egyptian? The answer is interesting. Cleopatra was born in Egypt in the city of Alexandria, but her family was not originally Egyptian. Her family was Greek. Her family name was Ptolemy. The Ptolemy family came from Macedonia, a region in Greece. This family began to rule Egypt after the death of Alexander the Great in the year 323 BC. One of Alexander's generals, a man named Ptolemy, became the new king of Egypt. His family ruled Egypt for almost 300 years. Cleopatra was the last queen of their family. So Cleopatra's first language was Greek, not Egyptian. But she was very smart. History tells us she was the only ruler in her family who learned to speak the Egyptian language. She also learned many other languages, maybe 9, maybe more. She could speak with people from many different countries without a translator. Cleopatra was born around 69 BC. Her father was King Ptolemy XII. When Cleopatra was young, she studied many subjects, mathematics, science, and philosophy. She was very well educated. Now you understand. Cleopatra was Greek by family, but Egyptian by culture and by birth. A young queen, a dangerous family. In 51 BC, Cleopatra's father died. Cleopatra was only 18 years old. Now she became queen. But she did not rule alone. According to Egyptian tradition, she had to rule together with her younger brother. His name was Ptolemy XIII. He was only about 10 years old. This was a normal custom in her family. Brothers and sisters often married each other to keep power inside the family. So Cleopatra and her young brother became co-rulers, and possibly husband and wife too. But this family relationship was not peaceful. Cleopatra was intelligent and ambitious. She wanted to rule Egypt by herself. Her brother's advisors did not like this. They wanted power for themselves, not for Cleopatra. So, a conflict started. Cleopatra's enemies forced her to leave Egypt. She had to run away to Syria, a neighboring country. This was a dangerous moment for the young queen. She lost her palace, her capital, and almost lost her power completely. But Cleopatra did not give up. In Syria, she built her own army. She prepared to fight for her throne. This shows an important part of her character. She was not just beautiful or clever, she was also brave and determined. Cleopatra and Julius Caesar. At the same time, something big was happening in Rome. Two powerful Roman leaders, Julius Caesar and Pompey, were fighting for control of the Roman Republic. Pompey lost an important battle. He escaped to Egypt, hoping for safety. But Cleopatra's brother, Ptolemy XIII, made a terrible decision. His advisors killed Pompey, thinking this would please Julius Caesar. It did not please him. When Caesar arrived in Alexandria and learned about Pompey's death, he was angry. Pompey was his enemy, yes, but also once his friend and family member by marriage. Caesar did not approve of this murder. Now Cleopatra saw an opportunity. She needed Caesar's help to get her throne back. According to the ancient historian Plutarch, Cleopatra found a clever way to meet Caesar secretly. without her brother's soldiers stopping her. She entered the palace hidden inside a bag or a rolled carpet. This story is famous, though historians are not completely sure it is true in every detail. What we do know is this: Cleopatra met Caesar, and she convinced him to support her. Caesar was 52 years old. Cleopatra was about 21. Despite the age difference, they began a relationship, both personal and political. With Caesar's military support, war broke out between Caesar's forces and Ptolemy XIII's forces. In the end, Caesar won. Cleopatra's young brother died, drowning in the Nile River while trying to escape. Cleopatra became queen again, this time with more power than before. She later had a son. His name was Ptolemy Caesar, but people usually called him Caesarion, meaning Little Caesar. Many people believe Julius Caesar was his father, though Caesar himself never officially confirmed this. For a few years, Cleopatra's position was strong. She even traveled to Rome to visit Caesar. But everything changed in March 44 BC, when Julius Caesar was murdered by a group of Roman senators. Cleopatra quickly returned to Egypt. This was a dangerous time for her. Without Caesar, she needed a new powerful ally. Cleopatra and Mark Antony. After Caesar's death, Rome fell into chaos. 3 men took control: Octavian, Caesar's adopted son, Mark Antony, and a third man named Lepidus. This group was called the Second Triumvirate. Mark Antony controlled the eastern part of the Roman world, near Egypt. In 41 BC, he asked Cleopatra to meet him. He wanted to know if she had helped Caesar's assassins. Cleopatra decided to make a big impression. She sailed to meet Antony on a magnificent boat, wearing beautiful clothes like a goddess. This was a clever political performance, not just a romantic gesture. She wanted to show her wealth and power. The plan worked extremely well. Antony was captivated by her. Soon, a new relationship began, again, both romantic and political. Cleopatra needed a strong military partner. Antony needed money for his military campaigns in the East, especially against the Parthian Empire. So, they helped each other. Later, Cleopatra and Antony had 3 children together, twins named Alexander Helios and Cleopatra Selene, and a third child, Ptolemy Philadelphus. For some years, Antony was busy with Roman politics. He even married Octavian's sister, a woman named Octavia, to create peace between himself and Octavian. But eventually, Antony left Octavia and returned to Cleopatra in the east. This decision had huge consequences. Octavian used it as propaganda against Antony. He told the Roman people that Antony had abandoned Rome for a foreign queen. He said Antony was under Cleopatra's control, forgetting his duty to Rome. Slowly, the relationship between Antony and Octavian became worse and worse. War became unavoidable. The final war and the end. In 31 BC, the war between Antony and Octavian reached its peak. The two sides fought a huge naval battle near a place called Actium in Greece. This is known as the Battle of Actium. The battle did not go well for Antony and Cleopatra. Octavian's navy, led by his skilled commander Agrippa, defeated them. Antony and Cleopatra escaped, but their power was now broken. Octavian's forces continued to advance. Finally, they entered Egypt itself. Antony and Cleopatra had no more options. According to the traditional historical accounts, Mark Antony believed a false report that Cleopatra had died. In deep sadness, he ended his own life when he learned the truth that Cleopatra was actually still alive. it was too late. A short time later, Cleopatra also died. This happened in August of 30 BC. The most famous story says that she died from the bite of a venomous snake called an asp, which she allowed to bite her. Other historians are not fully certain about this detail because there is no evidence from her actual time period. But this is the most repeated version of her death. Cleopatra was about 39 years old when she died. Her death marked a historic moment. It was the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty and the end of ancient Egypt as an independent kingdom. After her death, Egypt became a province of Rome. This was also the end of what historians call the Hellenistic period, the era of Greek-influenced kingdoms that began with Alexander the Great. Cleopatra's true legacy. Now, let's talk about something important. Popular culture often shows Cleopatra as simply a beautiful seductress, a woman who used only her looks to control powerful men. But is this fair? Historians today say this image is too simple and probably wrong. In fact, we don't even know exactly what Cleopatra looked like. Some ancient coins show her with strong, sharp features, not necessarily classic beauty. The Greek writer Plutarch said she had great charm and a brilliant mind, more than extraordinary physical beauty. The real Cleopatra was a skilled politician. She spoke many languages. She managed Egypt's economy during difficult times, including droughts and food shortages. She was involved in complex international diplomacy. She commanded ships and armies. She even wrote a book about medicine and cosmetics. She used her intelligence, not just her appearance, to protect her kingdom against the growing power of Rome. For almost 20 years, she successfully kept Egypt independent at a time when Rome was conquering territory everywhere. Cleopatra remains one of history's most famous women. Her story inspired William Shakespeare's play, Antony and Cleopatra, and many famous films, including the 1963 movie starring Elizabeth Taylor. So, that is the real story of Cleopatra, not just a romantic legend, but a powerful, intelligent queen who fought to protect her kingdom in a dangerous world. What do you think about Cleopatra? Was she a victim of Roman propaganda or a brilliant political leader? Write your opinion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel for more history videos like this one. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.